maxed out Ultra Freon Beam because I rarely use it. Even if you end up picking up, say if I got another card that increases Armored Assault, I can't increase that and decrease this one. It's just not something you can do. Now down here at the bottom part where it's talking about damages, every time you level up, leveling up, well I shouldn't say every time, but almost every time you level up, you'll increase your health and it'll also periodically add points down to here. We'll start down here. This icon here is called the elemental tile. Whenever I break it, then one of these, I'll get 3 of the elemental tiles. Now where it's important to differentiate between elemental tiles and the elemental tile, at least so far that I've seen, would be with Storm because of Mistress of the Elements. Because this ability here, where it says deals 11 damage for each elemental tile, then shatters them. That will break any of this said elemental tile and break them. It will not break any of these over here. It's just important to keep that in mind. So if there's no elemental tiles on the board, you will not be able to use them. Now as you can see, when you're looking at this, this is the base damage that he will do for every yellow tile broken. He will do 23 damage per tile. Now obviously that only counts when you're breaking 3 tiles. If you're breaking 4 or 5, there is a multiplier that a small multiplier that takes effect, or an additive. I'm not certain what the math is for it. This here's your if you have a critical tile on the board, this means your critical tile will cause you to do 3.5 times normal damage. Now as you can also see, Iron Man is weak with purple, black, and green. So whenever you're building your party, you always want to try to put someone in that can make up for that weakness. Which is why it's a good thing to have a lot of heroes. Not to mention, when you have a lot of heroes, let's head over here to these early missions. This is a mission right here I often use to farm because it's so easy. So I'll just do this one over and over and earn me my 20 XP each time. Now while we're at this screen here, as you can see, I've got just over 20 minutes to get my health pack. You're allowed to have 5 health packs total that you will regenerate. You can gain more than 5 through health pack rewards and the main screen. Actually, I want to cover one more thing before I go into that screen. I'm not actually going to fight this fight personally because I don't think I can win it. But as you know, during the special battles here, some of your heroes will have exclamation marks over their heads like this. This tells you that those heroes will get a bonus. They will actually be stronger than normal for their level, that is. Now, typically speaking, when I'm actually sitting here farming, one of the reasons I'm farming is, see, like right now, this is going to take me 2 hours and 22 minutes to heal. If I sit here and use Iron Man in a fight, though, he's not healing during battle, so that kind of hurts me a little bit. So what I want to do is I'll pick off and I'll go, okay, I'll take her because she's already at full health. Except I didn't actually move the right one. I mean, well, I guess I did, considering she's basically the same hero, different skin. Now I'll select Iron Man, pick my next person. I don't want Thor because Thor's hurting as well. And I'll just take these top 3. These are my next strongest characters. They're not exactly the best match for each other, because one of the other things you want to keep in mind is their hero powers. So like Storm here uses green, red, and black, whereas this Black Widow gray suit uses, right now I've only got green only. I have not been able to get any of her other abilities, but seeing that, you know, was mixed with Storm and this, chances are I'll never use one of these abilities because I'll be saving up for one or the other. Moonstone, she has black, red, and purple, which is for the most part okay. I mean, it's also part of knowing what your abilities do, considering like this here's a will actually swap enemy countdown tiles over to you, so that's kind of useful, or it can be. Anyways, let's get into this fight to see what it is on learning and get a go. I'm going to turn my boosts off because, see, one of the other things I've discovered is this number right here significates the number of games you can play with the boost active. So right now I have 6 uses of this yellow and red stockpile boost cards, and what stockpile does is it will start me off start a match off with me having +3 yellow and +3 red APs, which can be pretty handy to get a slight boost. I'm taking this one off as well because I have no need to have that, because it's considering these guys are extremely weak. One of the things that's really nice with this map here, particular for grinding, is that usually there's lots of combos that are set up. Whether or not you want to make use of all of them, it's up to you. One of the mistakes commonly made, at least when you're making these, is oh hey look, I see an easy 4 and move one of these. No, you don't want to do that, because right here I can go bam, 5. It gives me extra move, and I also get this critical tile. Now, as you also saw, that gave me, well, that one thing gave me 5. Now, here's the perfect example of something else. When you make a line of 4 or more, you'll clear an entire row and get all of its AP points. So when I clear this, I'm going to do, I'm going to end up clearing this whole row. I'll end up with 6 yellow, a blue, and a black. And there you go. Now, one of the other things that also got me early on in the game that was not really explained is, see these symbols up here on the map? Like here's these lightning bolts. What these lightning bolts signify is that Storm is the character that I have, or my hero that I have, that deals the most amount of red damage at this point in time, and she happens to do, as you can see when you hover over it, it says Storm shatters to deal 9 damage. So when I shatter these tiles, it's telling me Storm's going to be the one that gets selected, and she'll deal 9 damage per tile shattered, so she would do 18 damage. Like here's 10, so I can expect when I click here, now technically speaking I should clear this green tile, and I guess I will just for this. And while yes, there is a yellow one here, and I could shatter this whole row, and that would be a good thing. For this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and click green so you can see that. Well, see, when I'm highlighting this, it tells me deadly shot. It tells me what it does and whatnot. So you make up your mind of when you're going to clear it, or if you're going to clear it. Now, when I click this down, okay, we'll click over here. Now, as you can see, it says Storm Shatters. Down here at the very bottom of the screen, it says Storm Shatters to deal 10 damage. So if I clear these 3 tiles, that sniper will take 30 damage. Now, I have noticed when dealing with combos or additional breaks after you're shattered, they don't seem like they always do full damage. See, here's this Mistress of the Elements I was telling you about earlier. Why it's important to know what elemental tiles is. See, I can click this all I want right now, and I will not actually use the move because there are no special tiles on the screen. None of the elemental tiles, so to speak. I'll play another map here after this, and so you can see what the elemental tiles are and what I'm speaking of. Now, as your reward, after you've cleared all the rewards off of a spot, and it's already given you a check mark, because as you can see, like each one of this here, I now have 2 out of 2 rewards. Whenever you get a reward, earn a reward you've already won, you'll always get the 20 isotope 8 or whatever it's called. I just call it XP basically, because that's what you use it for, is experience points to level up your heroes. Anyways, we'll head up to here. There should be some elemental tiles up on this fight here. Ah, yes. See these here are called high-tech tiles. These are elemental tiles of high-tech type. When you get 40 worth of them, this one will put down a critical tile, and this one here will destroy 21 tiles and dealing 150 damage to each enemy. It can be handy. Whether or not that's more handy than having the critical tile, it's hard to say. Anyways, we'll play a quick map here. The first thing you should always do when dealing with enemies is you should check to see what the enemies have. So you have a soldier, lieutenant, and another soldier. So your 2 soldiers have assault rifles, which deals 57 damage to the enemy. Those are countdown tiles, even though it doesn't actually specify that in the move, but those are countdown tiles. All these enemies' moves are countdowns. Morale boost. This is for what the lieutenant has. It's a morale boost. It doesn't specify on their tile, so it's kind of a pain that you don't actually know. It's like, oh look, I see 2 assault rifles and a pistol and a morale boost. So the only thing you can really surmise is, okay, we have 2 soldiers and a lieutenant, so this must be the lieutenant's screen, even though it doesn't actually say lieutenant here. He has pistol and morale boost. One of the reasons I always kill a lieutenant first is because of morale boost. Morale boost will heal all of his teammates if you can't break that tile in time. Now, oh, I suppose I didn't miss this when I was loading in this match, but it looks like I forcefully get a Hawkeye, this Hawkeye guy. Had I had my own Hawkeye of the same type, I would have been able to select him instead of this base guy. But this is a hero that doesn't really belong to you, so any damage he takes is good and dandy, because if he dies during the match, it doesn't really matter. Now, as you see, I went, and the enemy doesn't go. If the enemy doesn't have a real hero with them, or villain, or whatever you want to call them, then they don't actually select tiles to break. They just get like he automatically gained 2 purple, 2 green, and a yellow. Seems like to me what I want to gather up is I want to get blacks and greens for most of my attacks here. Unfortunately, there seems to be a lack of black on the screen. This is where it's bad of not having as many different moves, because I can't make use of blue, which there's a decent amount of blue. I can't make use of pink, which there's a lot of pink. So I'm kind of screwed a little bit. Unfortunately, I have basically no way to break this yellow. If I had, this is one of the things where I really kind of like Storm, because I can use Hailstorm and Lightning Strike if I had the AP to do so. Lightning Strike will shatter 9 random tiles, so I have a chance to bust this tile. It's not a good chance, but I have a chance to. If I had Hailstorm, it can convert the icons on 16 tiles to these nice little attack tiles, which will dot and to keep dealing damage. Since he was able to get that off, he gained 33 hit points. Kind of sucks, but some of the later lieutenants can heal quite a few hit points. This is one of the reasons why I definitely do not like letting them live. Assault rifle. I'm going to get hit with that because I kind of was paying attention to the heal over instead of actually getting that done. Oh, I must have got an extra... Oh, yeah, see, I got that critical tile pop up. I must have had an extra turn pop up with all that, which means I got 5 tiles or more together. Which gives me... Look, I can clear that off now, and there we go. I don't want to use that critical tile just yet, because this guy's only got 18 hit points left, so... What I want to do is, I want to kill this with, let's see, 8. If I do these black tiles, I'll do 24 damage, which is more than enough to kill him. And I did the greens, that did the critical damage on him, and he's dead. As you can see, I've earned 45 of these. One of the things that's really good is if you can use a critical to set off these elemental tiles, it multiplies the number of them you get. That's one of the ways you end up getting like the higher numbered ones. If I could get one more red, I'd be able to at least use Mistress of the Elements. And since there's actually tiles on here, it would be good. Though the arrow stab is pretty nice as well. The damage on it's pretty much garbage, but basically the way the damage works that I've seen on arrow stab is, okay, say I used arrow stab and I clicked on this 4 tile here. To clear this, I'll clear this row, and what I'll do is I'll damage basically whatever his value, which he does 5 for purple, 2 for green, so he'd do 2, 5. There'd be 12 damage in between those 3 tiles, and he would add up all these damages right here for whatever he breaks. Hailstorm. Now you can see one of these didn't go into play. Now I want to try and not break these here. I will if I have to, obviously, but basically each one of those tiles will do a certain amount of damage, which I haven't used Storm for a while, so I don't know what her damage is up to since I leveled her up. Looks like 2 damage per tile. Because sometimes when you level up, it will level up the damage your abilities do. I probably should have went ahead and got that red cleared off. Did me a red so I could go and do Mistress of the Lightning or arrow, the arrow thing. So you can see that move in play, but As you can see, this passive damage, even though it's not a lot, especially, I mean, part of it's because Storm is pretty low level. I've seen some of the higher level Storms can do a bit of damage with that move, especially if you have it leveled up a lot. When she is able to hit max level, one of the things I did is right now I have Mistress of the Elements at level 3. That's as high as I want to take it because I want her to max out Hailstorm and I want Lightning Strike maxed out. And if I put any more points into Mistress of Element, which that would end up making it so I wouldn't be able to max out one of these two. Now what I want to cover is the roster screen. While you can recruit heroes, if I go click here, it puts you over to here where you spend money or crystal, and you can get try to get a hero. So like I could click on this and I could get me a standard hero. Don't want it, and I wouldn't spend my money for it. But often, after you've won certain fights, let me go over and okay, as you can see down here at the rewards flashing by, it tells me I could have won, which I've already won. I can get a Iron Man with the yellow on here. What that means is if I didn't have, well, that's not a good example because I already have Iron Man. Okay, I like this Thor green and Thor red. Let's say I didn't have Thor. If I didn't have Thor, there would be a thing here that keeps track of your cards that you've won. And you'd be able to click this and recruit a hero from that, and you'd get a hero of a certain level, and he would have whatever moves it shows that he would have had there. I want to go over to the this here's the shield simulator. It's kind of like the PvP room. About you're not going to fight anybody in live combat, but what you will fight is you'll fight their heroes. Now, to be honest, I don't know if you fight a random allotment of their heroes, or if you fight only their best 3 heroes. That I'm not entirely certain of. As you can see, this one here is a red shield icon. When I click on this, this shows that this guy here, the red stood for this is a guy that's defeated me, and I have an opportunity if I want to fight him back. If my heroes are at full health and ready to go, I could possibly win this fight. It might be a little rough, but I could probably win this. Even though my Iron Man is way higher than him, Black Widow can be pretty nasty, and the way I'd have to fight this was that I'd probably end up having to kill Black Widow off first, because she has a move that's extremely annoying and paralyzing your enemy. And most likely that move is probably maxed since he's at level 22, or at least pretty high up there. Then I'd probably kill Storm because her tiles can be extremely annoying. Now, when I defeat this guy, or if I defeat him on the first turn, you have 3 chances to win, which this is where it can make a difference if you're fighting a strong opponent, and you have 3 chances to win, or even if they're a weak opponent or average, and they just happen to get lucky. Well, the computer gets lucky when he's playing the tiles and he gets a lot of matches. But say I kill Black Widow my first go through and I damage the other 2. They will stay at that health level and death for 3 tries. So basically you're going to win most fights unless you do really poorly within your 3. If I say I lost the first one, I'd get like a -4, and my rating reward would drop from 12 down to 8. And what that does, say I win my first one, then I would go up to 291 or 491 points, which wouldn't be enough to get me my next event reward. As you can see, I'm ranked currently overall 7,093. I have 671 points, which means I've earned all these rewards right here. My next reward will come at 700, which will be a Black Widow Modern, and I can click on it and see I'll get an aggressive recon. And right now I can already tell you my Black Widow already has max, so what will end up really happening is I'll get this card and I'll end up selecting it and selling it off, because I've already got that ability at max, so I'll sell it for the like 100 or 125. I think it's worth 100 because it's a 1-star hero ability, so it'll be worth like 100 points. But that's what I'll get at 700. It's kind of worth it to do this because you do early on, because you do gain some goodies to help level your heroes up. I actually made a mistake early on, and I sold off. I originally had sold off this particular storm early on because I wanted to make room for another hero, and that was before I'd earned enough gold coins to start buying lots of slots. That was one of, it's a mistake. You definitely want to keep your eye out on different ways to earn your gold coins. Now that's for this particular PvP. This is always ongoing. You're always raising and lowering in ranks because other people will fight your deck and they'll win, lose, whatever. And your rank will consistently be going up and down once you've actually started participating in it. These are here's the storyline of the stuff I've gone through. As you can see, I've done all these missions under Hammer, which is the first starting mission, and I've got 26 out of 26 rewards. Same with Juggernaut. I've already finished it off. I still have a lot to go on the Venom one, so I kind of need to work on him. And while I still got 2 missions left I need to finish. But the big point is I've got a lot of rewards left to earn on this one. Now over here is the featured events where they have like their ranking tournaments and things that last for a while. Like this here is called The Hunt. I haven't quite finished this one, the print thing off, but see, as you can see, it has 6 days left. Part of that's because I'm just plain and simple not leveled up enough. Like this here's all high level heroes. This is going to be a hard fight to win. But one of the things I'll point out is that's just this screen. These other events right here that are going on, there's also been other events, they're like mini events that are connected to this main event. I've earned so far 628 ranking that has been, points. So I've earned 1,639 points on this event so far. Those carry over to the rewards over on this screen. So like if I click over here on event rewards, it shows what I'm going to get in terms of ranking. Right now I'm ranked 628, so I have to drop down to here. And right now I'm in line to get 250 ISO 8, and I'll get a single recruit token that is of standard quality. But as you'll see, when I keep going down, there's no rewards for these rank points, which at first kind of confused me. So I went over here and then I realized, oh, those ranking points are all being added up over on the primary event page. So like right now I've earned 3,916 points, which means and I'm also ranked 321 on this primary event, which is going to get me a Wolverine green one, which I really would like to get that. Actually, I would like to get all the way up to get this this one up here, just because that gives me a yellow, red, and green power on my Wolverine, which would allow me to level him up several times. But enough of that. Let's keep scrolling down. This is the progression rewards. This is where I've earned 3,916 of in between this event and the other ones that are attached to it. And as you can see, what I'm waiting for next is this Hawkeye Classics card. I've already sold Hawkeye Classic off. I'm not going to use him anymore. He's actually kind of handy. His one move is, but the problem is he is primary. He's got this take aim, which this take aim is actually really, really nice when you have it maxed out. It lets you put a critical tile on the board for 13 purples, and it's actually, that can be really nice because you can use that to clear an enemy countdown tile off, or to line yourself up for some massive damage. Arrow Stab, it's red. That was its biggest problem, is that it was red. But it had its uses for clearing off a row. That's about all I can say. At max level, it basically keeps costing less and less. And you get it down to like 6 AP, which can be like 6 or 7. I don't remember which it is, but it was nice. But I'll end up selling that one off. And what I really want is I want to get this Hawkeye Modern so I can get his red ability, which is Blast Arrow. That's the only one left of his I don't have. Plus, that will also allow me to raise his maximum level once I get that. But 6,000 points is an awful long way to go. They got a lot of nice rewards here, though. If you could actually, I mean, look at that, 30,000. If you get up to 30,000, you could get this 3-star hero for Iron Man Model 40. He's got some really, really nice moves. Or I should say, like, this ballistic salvo is just amazing. But that's basically what it is. As of yet, I really can't participate in this new tournament. Basically, here I'll show you what's up with it. I would love to be able to fight and do some of this, but I have a minor problem. Locked. Well, the countdown here is basically showing because they're actually healing, but these are all locked. I've only got two heroes because the only thing I can use is I have to use. This is a Dark Avengers tournament. This is one of the reasons you're going to want to have a lot of different heroes. I kind of screwed up and I sold off several of my Dark Avengers. Like, I had a token, so I could have had Venom. I could have had whoever the hell that big guy is that runs into shit. Juggernaut. I could have had him, but I sold those off. So I'm not going to be able to get Juggernaut anymore. Or, well, I shouldn't say anymore. There's a chance I could always get him during something. But I've still got a lot of things I can win in this over here, and I may be able to, like, let's see, here's 50, here's a standard recruit, another recruit. See, I could technically win Venom off the recruitment thing. That was one of these recruitment tokens. I had the higher tier recruitment tokens, which can be used to get heroes as well. So technically speaking, when you go to get their moves right here, you could technically win a hero. See, I had basically a elite one, and I won. That's where I won my Black Widow gray suit. But yeah, basically I just need to keep doing these and try to earn. I try to need to get another hero or so, and maybe get my other ones leveled up. Because at the moment, it'll be hard to do much in that tournament, though I'd still like to do a couple fights in it. Mostly because I can't, with the, right now, she's at max level 9 she's level 9, her max level's 9. I can't do any more until I earn another move for her, which will raise her maximum level. Anyways, thanks for watching this. Probably did things out of order. It's the first time I've actually tried running through a tutorial. Didn't actually write anything down, so not that I care. I mostly am doing this for one particular person so he can check out how to play the game.